Thank you very much, Branka. And now the last short presentation will be done by Gottfried Csanyi. He's a researcher, long experience. He's working at the Technical University of Vienna, and he'll present the perspective of teachers and also present the repository database, one after the other, I suppose, so I don't need to be in the middle. So, thank you.
Tommy, can you hear me? Oh. Okay. Thank you, Carmen. Okay, it's rather loud. Yes, I will show you the VIRQUAL model from the teacher's perspective. The problem description which we are basing on is that teachers or course designers want to design or redesign their courses in terms of learning outcomes, which is the model propagated by EQF, by the Bologna process, and so on. Teachers also, we are addressing also teachers who want to advertise their courses, who want to attract new students, new learners, not only on universities, but also in continuing education, for sure. We are also addressing teachers and course designers who want to compare their courses to other courses, to look if they are up to date, if they can improve their courses, and so on. And at last, it's loud. We address teachers who want to, that's too little, who want to evaluate similar courses, to look if they are compatible with their own offers. Let's describe one example. If a course designer of a European university or a continuing education institution wants to attract new students from another European country or a third country, he or she goes through the following steps, describing the course level of, according to EQF. We are only dealing with the levels 5 to 8 because these are tertiary, post-secondary levels. He describes, or she describes, the ECTS or EQUET credits credited to this course. And most important or most complicated thing will be to describe the intended learning outcomes in terms and according to the rules of EQF and Bologna process. And at last, chooses the assessment methods for assessing the described learning outcomes. In short, you have just those 4 fields to be dealt with. The target groups, as was said very often this afternoon, this morning, are higher education teachers and course designers, as well as continuing education teachers and course designers. You know, especially this conference is on the combination of both sides of education, so both are addressed. Okay, let's come to the steps a course designer has to undergo. The first step, and as I said already, maybe most important and most complicated, is to write learning outcomes for your course or module. Learning outcomes, to write learning outcomes is not a trivial task, as you know, but a crucial one, as Aureliana Alberici already said in her keynote. I had the same idea as my colleague Rita. Coming back to the steps you have to undergo, you specify the course level according to EQF or your national qualifications framework. You choose the assessment method for each learning outcome, not for the course as a whole or for the module as a whole, but for each learning outcome you have described for this module or course. You have to indicate the ECTS or EQUAT value, which is mostly a task for your institution and not for you as a single teacher, I think. And in the end, you use the ELO database to upload the detailed course descriptions. I will later on show you how to do this. Now, if you think of what you have heard in this session, do you think you will be able to benefit from the VIRQUAL model? If you ask me for my opinion, here it is. Okay. So if you have any questions now, I'll be ready to answer them. If not, I will go on showing you the database. Yes?
Now, yes.
Sorry, my name is. It doesn't work, but it doesn't matter, I can shout a bit. My name is Juliana Domri, and I'm from Rome. And the question I want to ask is a very pragmatic one. Where can we actually get all the information, like, you know, the model, the matrix, all of that, to be able to study it properly? And secondly, I was wondering about the model itself. It's a sort of theoretical question. Is it a closed model, or is it a flexible one that you can, if you want to introduce, adapt, introduce changes? But as I know very little about it, I'm looking forward to studying it.
Concerning the information, so you have our website. It has, it's not, I can say this because it's our responsibility, because Porto is the coordinator. It's not a very good website. So I can say that. But, well, it's not the best website. It's mostly directed to the project and not to the outputs of the project. So we try to make the outputs more visible there, yeah. But you would, we will post here the information with probably in reports and publications. So because we're still finishing the final version, because we wanted feedback from the people, we still don't have the final version of the model published, but it will be here. But also, if you send us an email, we send it to you, the version, the draft version we have now, so no problem. Concerning the model, it intends to be flexible. Otherwise, if we're aiming for flexibility and then we have a very rigid model, we wouldn't achieve flexibility. So I think the model tries to use tools that already exist. So it doesn't really create new tools besides the learning outcomes, and that's a key feature of the model. But then it integrates the mobility tools that already exist, like EQF, ECTSs, and we just suggest a way to use them to achieve mobility. what Gottfried will describe now, the learning outcomes template, it's also intended to be a flexibility tool, and also it's using, as you will see, things that already exist. So again, we're not creating the wheel again. We're trying to use different wheels and put them together. So I hope that we can have, in the second session, we're going to analyze the guides in more detail. So I hope you can be there or here. It will be in this room, and give us your contribution. Thank you.
I only wanted to add very little. The project finishes at the end of this year. Here, Genoa is the last consultation and dissemination event, and the guidelines are almost ready, but we have them open to put any input from this meeting here. So that will be ready very, very soon. So it's not, will be there on the website very, very soon after this meeting.
Okay. So I will continue with showing you the ELO repository. Now let's take a new one. Firstly, from the learner's perspective. I use the time for typing the internet address. So you see it's learning outcomes net. You can also take learning outcomes org. So if you are not registered, you still can use the database if you log in as a guest, which is enough for students. Oh, this was the wrong one. So you log in as guest. So here you find the course. It's a Moodle course and a Moodle database. It's very simple. You scroll down to the database, and here you are. That's all you have to do to find the data in the ELO repository. But I have to tell you, this is just a tool. We provide just the tool, not the content. At the moment, we have 19 learning outcomes entered in this database just to test it and to show you how it works. But you will not find many learning outcomes if you want to use it now. It's the task of teachers, course designers, and institutions in the next year or years to fill this database. So, if I'm a student and I want to find a course for my purposes, I'll click at the search button and deactivate the advanced search. Enter any keyword. Let's take communication. Click on Save Settings. Don't ask me why it's called Save Settings. That's the way it is. And here are the two data sets dealing with communications to be found in this database. Professional communications, you see it prepare and deliver an oral presentation for a user audience. That's the learning outcome. You also have it here in German. You have a classification of this learning outcome. The domain is the personal or social domain. It's an ability, the ability level is competence. The EQF level, it's number 7, a master degree. And the level of performance, this is meant for advanced beginners. You will later see the the other values of these different fields. The assessment methods applicable to these learning outcomes have been defined as concept map or role play. The degree of distant learning from the whole workload is 40%. The percentage of possible distance assessment is 30%. Here you have the complete model description. If you open this one, okay. Here you find all the information about the complete module with further learning outcomes. So now I have to find it back. Okay. Yes, what I've forgotten in the beginning and is repeated here. Here is a classification code for the subject matter. The Erasmus code of communication is 16.0. The ISCD code, which is produced by UNESCO, is 9. So you need these codes for finding similar modules and learning outcomes. And you get also information about the course description, an internet address. Okay. No, this doesn't work. No problem. Where are we? So I have to go back. An internet address of a description of this. Maybe it doesn't exist anymore. Maybe the model. And some further information which might not be important for you. And the last entry is about the author of this learning outcome. So you see there is a second learning outcome with which no, we have left the search findings. So let me repeat it: communication, save settings. The second one is here: communication and coordination paradigms. Okay, this is a learning outcome from another module and another program. So this is all you need to do and to know if you're a student and looking for suitable courses or modules for your purposes. Any questions to the students or learners' perspective? Yeah? Oh. Here it is. You speak for all the others.
I'm not quite clear. When you say course description, modules, learning outcomes, is the module the course itself, or is it only a description of the course?
What we have in this database are descriptions, not the course. There is no link to the course. Okay. This is not an administration tool, just a search tool.
So, in other words, in practical terms, if you want to deal with the professional communication course, you would provide a description.
Yep.
For the, sorry, I'm just clearing my mind.
It's fine, yeah.
For different linguistic or whatever communicative levels, and provide the learning outcomes. Okay, is that right? And then one little thing I have to say, because it makes me smile, because the acronym ILO is International Labour Organization, but
it's one of there are many institutions or organizations who have ILO. But we had this last time in Vienna too, yeah. In the English world, ILO is very fixed for the labor organization, yeah. Okay, if there are no further questions to the student's perspective, I will change to the teacher's perspective. If you want to enter data in the database, you have to be registered, which is also rather easy with the Create New Account button. You enter your data, username, password, email address, and so on. Click on the Create My New Account button. You get an email. You have confirmed the link in the email, and you are registered. So I don't have to repeat this here. I enter with my own data. Yes, it works. Okay. I'm going to the course repository of intended learning outcomes. In short, ILO repository. ILO repository. So what I want to show you before we begin to demonstrate how data can be entered, I also want to show you some auxiliary material. Here are the Erasmus subject code translated table translated in the ISCET classification in English and in German. And here we have some guidelines for writing learning outcomes. Again, one in English and one in German. Because, as I said already, it is not a trivial task to write learning outcomes according to the rules of EQF and ECTS, how is it called? Guide. It's ECTS guide. Yeah. So, let's enter the database again. Now, if I want to enter data, I have to click on the Add Entry button. And here you find all the fields you have the possibility to fill in. The red ones are mandatory fields that really should be filled because if you don't do this, the rest of the data may not be very valuable for learners who look for your learning outcomes or your course or your module. So I have prepared, a moment, I have prepared some data to be filled in. Let's take this one, the professional communication course we have found in the beginning. So at the moment you can only do it by copy and paste. We hope to, we hope to be able to produce import programs, so you can use an Excel file and import the whole thing automatically. But even if you do it by copy and paste, it's not really a hard thing to do. So, professional, the name of the module and the ICT code. here. Oh, it worked. So. Then I enter the full text of the learning outcome, which is here. We skip the German one and further languages, which would also be possible. So, that's important. In the beginning, I entered the ICT code of of the module. I laugh because we had the SICT conference 2 weeks ago, and I'm always mixing up the ICT code of the module. But now here you are asked for the code of the learning outcome, which need not be the same. If you have a module on computer science, and you should learn how to communicate with other computer scientists, the learning outcome is in the field of communication and not in the field of computer science. So this is important that you have the correct code here, which is 9. Then you can have the fields for classification. This learning outcome I showed already. The domain is personal. The ability is a competence. The EQF level was master. And the level of performance I choose for this learning outcome in this module is advanced beginner. Okay. Then I have to decide the assessment methods. I don't know them by heart. Let me look. No, this is not in this course description. So we have to decide ourselves. What would you propose? Communication skills. Any suggestion? 6 discussion group. Okay, let's take this. I remember there was also a role play, so let's take this too. So here's the percentage of distance learning. I think it's 40, and distance assessment was 30. Here you, okay, that's hard for me with the Italian, but I think it's oh, I just have to wait. Here you can upload the whole module description or course description. Yeah, I don't find it now. Okay, because it's, as I said, it's complicated. So maybe we have the internet address. Yes, we have an internet address, but not of the course description, only of the institution. For demonstration purposes, I take this one. The Erasmus code classifying the module, which can be translated to the ICET code, but is not identical. So ICET is 481. I show you this table of codes. Let's look for 481. Okay. Here we have artificial. No, this is not the next one. Here, computer science. Okay, there's no translation into the Erasmus code. So we have to look for computer science. But all this information should be prepared if you begin to enter data. 48, okay, let's take 48. If there is a fixed number of this module within the program, you can enter it here. Let's take 12. Now we have some fields for the program where the specific module is embedded. It's in our case, it's computer science. Here you can enter the qualification profile of this program. I don't do this now because I don't have it here. The ICT code of the program, computer science, is again 48. The module and the program have identical ICT codes, which need not to be always. Also a module and a program can differ in the classification. So now the author, and let's say the date, 17, everything needed is entered, save and view. Okay, it is here. The whole data set is here and can be found by excuse me, what have I done now? Search. Can be found here. Now we have 10 findings for ICT code 84. Let us look. No, I think I should look for the professional communication again. That's more specific. Search. Type professional. So here it is. Yes, it's just this data set I have entered some minutes ago. Okay, that's the whole thing you have to do. If you have prepared all your information, it's easy, but if you don't have it, it can be hard work and will take little time. But in our opinion, the ELO repository is not only a tool for virtual mobility and for distance teaching and distance learning, but also a tool for improving quality in teaching in general. Because if you design courses on a modern basis, you have to know your learning outcomes. You have to know your assessment methods. And you have to make it sure that learning outcomes and assessment methods fit to each other. So you have to rethink all those questions and prepare the material for designing your courses. And if you do this, it's not really a problem to enter the data in the database. The database can also be used to get new ideas, to find formulations for learning outcomes others already have produced. So you don't have to invent the wheel again and again. In a way, this database is filled with learning outcomes and model descriptions. You can also, as teacher, benefit from the content of it and not only from the database as a tool. Okay, that's what I wanted to show you. Questions? Yes? Micro?
Thank you. Yeah, actually, I was just thinking that one of the major benefits once this is operational is that idea of not having to start all over again, being able to go to somewhere that's someone that's already an expert and look at how they've constructed the course. So that's marvelous. I really congratulate you on fostering that concept. But what I'm a little concerned about in the long run is the sustainability issue as the faculty member who would be entering. And of course, coming from outside the system, I'm even more worried because I have much less control over what's going on. So once it's operational, which will be in the very near future, will you be maintaining this for the next decade, or where will it go when I go back and I get everybody excited about this? Then where does it go in the long run? That's my question.
The project is obliged to maintain the database for 5 years. And if it works 5 years, I think it will survive the next decade also.
There's no cost to being part of this?
Free of any cost.
Totally free? Even from someone coming...
Only your time.
Someone coming from outside the EU, because I'm here to... Still no cost?
No.
Marvelous. Thank you.
Practical question. Your categories, like professional communication, it's quite general. What happens, for example, to me, I'm now coordinating a project, and we're almost finished, of writing some modules on scientific writing for PhD students.
Mm-hmm.
Now, would you have a category, general category like writing? How specific do you get? Because, I do have a real need of, sort of...
Okay, I think the first you have to do is to search in the Erasmus code table or the ISET code table if there is something about writing or... And... I must say both classifications are not perfect, but they are usable. They are usable. Yeah. And thank you for the question, because I forgot to show you one feature of the database. There are explanations which do not work here. Don't know why. With mouse over some, you should get explanations. No, not clicking, just mouse over. Yeah, okay. Okay, so you have to be, oh, here it is. Here it is. So you have also explanations in these fields, but they don't show up. And you have all this information, these explanations in help file. It should be opened now. This is just the Erasmus code. Download this. Okay, I think the whole system is still computer sensitive. But this is the first time that didn't work. Yeah? Let's try this one. Oh yeah, here it is. So you have the explanations for each field. So you better take this one. And I think we will have to enhance this. No, it's not this one. Is it? The assessment matrix. Oh, here. We have to put metrics of assessment methods and learning outcomes here too in the future to help you to find applicable assessment methods. Okay.
Gottfried, I think there is another question. So.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Anna. I'm PhD student in educational processing and evaluation of educational processes and systems. I have a question. Does it exist a committee, a commission who...
I have to come to you because this noise outside is...
Okay. Does it exist a commission, a committee who validates, controls the courses indicated in database? Who controls?
Now you are too close.
No, we don't have any external control. At the moment, we trust all parties who enter information, but maybe if this database is as successful as, let's say, Wikipedia, there will have to be some evaluation institutions to work on it. But at the moment, that's not the problem. Now I have a question to you. Does anybody of you join the workshop in the afternoon? Does anybody of you participate in the workshop in the afternoon, after lunch? So we can continue discussing, and if you want, you can also, maybe, I don't know if the technique is ready for that, we could also try to, or you could also try to enter data in the database and look from the practical experience if it's worthwhile to deal with it in the future. We'll ask the gentleman here if this is possible.
I only want to add that there is a poster in the reception area. Maybe you are interested to have a look at the poster as well and take some information. There are leaflets and things. Okay? But we'll see you hopefully later on today. Okay? I think that's.
If there are no further questions, that's the end. Yeah.
2 minutes early. Thank you again to all the people who are online.
Yes. Thank you. Goodbye.